Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. So here we have the topic about the nitric acid, in which we will learn about the properties of the nitric acid. Now, when we just learn about any type of the compound or any type of the substance, it must have the two types of the properties, in which the first one type of the properties are called as its physical properties, and the second one type of the properties we have its chemical properties. Now, the chemical properties just differ because of some things like physical properties are maybe it's the melting point, its boiling point, its physical state of the substance, its density, and etc. While on the other hand, when we talk about the chemical properties, they just relate that how do that substance react with the other substances and what type of products it going to be produced from all that reactions, or what are the main chemical reactions or activity, and all that just depends upon the number of electrons that are present in the valence shell of an atom. So first of all we will learn about the physical properties, that what type of physical properties in the nitric acid can have. The nitric acid, when it is in its concentrated state, it is colorless volatile liquid. Now, the word volatile means that can be easily converted into vapors, and it can be volatile at room temperature, and the room temperature for this is almost 25 degrees Celsius. It's mean when we just keep the concentrated nitric acid in an open atmosphere, it is colorless and volatile. It will be changes into the vapors, which fumes strongly in the air, and we can feel its fumes in the air because it is having highly pungent smell. The pungent smell is the smell that is highly irritating smell, and no one can bear it for the longer time. That type of smell is called the pungent smell, and the nitric acid is the one which is having like this property. Next we have its specific gravity, which is at 15 degrees Celsius. It is 1.53. This is the simple physical properties of the nitric acid we have. On the other hand, the nitric acid gives a lot of chemical reactions. It is very or reactive chemically when it do react with the substances. The first one chemical property of the nitric acid here we have, it just decomposes in the presence of light even at the ordinary temperature. And how do it decomposes? Here we have the nitric acid as HNO3 in its aqueous form. It decomposes into the nitrogen dioxide, water, and the oxygen. Now, why do that nitrogen or the nitric acid decomposes? What is the main reason behind this? Because it is going to react when it is in aqueous solution, and by producing the water, it also produce the nitrogen dioxide. So this is the first reaction of the chemical reactivity of the nitric acid. After this, we have its oxidizing reactions. A lot of oxidizing reactions has been given by the nitric acid because the nitric acid as HNO3 itself, it is known as the strongest acid. It is a strong acid in nature, and almost it exhibits all the unusual properties of the acids in all the types of the reactions. Where it is having the oxidizing reactions or oxidizing properties are not shown, it just reacts in a normal way with all the basic oxides. It can react with the hydroxides, as well as it can react with the carbonates. Now, the first one reaction in which the nitric acid is going to react with the calcium oxide. This calcium oxide is basically a basic oxide, and it produces a water molecule and the calcium nitride. On the other hand, the second reaction in which the nitric acid is going to react with the hydroxide, and that hydroxide is of sodium hydroxide, and it produces the water molecule and the sodium nitrate. And the third one method, after this, the third one reaction that the nitric acid just gives us, it is in aqueous solution. produces water molecule nitrogen dioxide, and that oxygen is called as the nascent oxygen, and the nascent oxygen is basically called as the atomic oxygen, and this atomic oxygen is too much reactive that it can readily react with any type of the substance. So these are the some oxidizing reactions of the nitric acid, that it can oxidize a lot of substances and produces the other products. On the other hand, it can also react with the carbonates. Here we have the nitric acid as HNO3. When it got reacts with the sodium carbonate, it produces the sodium nitrate as NaNO3 plus. It produces the water molecule along with the production of the carbon dioxide. So this is a simple oxidizing reactions of the nitric acid. After this, we have some other reactions of the nitrogen, like the oxidizing reactions with the non-metals. Here we have the three non-metals. The first one is carbon, the second one is sulfur, and the third one here we have phosphorus. When nitric acid got react with this, it produces carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and the water molecule. And when it got reacts with the sulfur, which is in the solid state, and nitric acid is in the concentrated form, it produces the water, nitrogen dioxide, and the sulfuric acid, and that sulfuric acid is dilute or in the aqueous form. The third one reaction of the nitric acid is the non-metal, which is phosphorus, and it produces phosphoric acid as H3PO4, water, and the nitrogen dioxide. And all these reactions, you can see one thing common. When it got reacts to the non-metal, it produces the nitrogen dioxide in detail, and along with production of the specific type of the gases, which is carbon dioxide and the water molecules. So these are the simple chemical reactions. After this, it can also oxidize the antimony and Sb, which As is the arsenic. When it got reacts with the nitric acid, which is in the concentrated state, it produces H3ASO4 in aqueous form, along with the nitrogen dioxide and the water molecule. And here we have the Sp, which is antimony. When nitric acid got react with this, it produces its salt, which is H3SbO4, along with the nitrogen dioxide production and the water molecule. So all these reactions just takes place in their aqueous form along with the production of the water molecule. So this was the simple reaction. I hope you guys understand, and if you have any queries, you may ask me about that in the comment section. The next topic that we will discuss, it is the chemical properties of the nitric acid in detail. For that time, you guys keep learning and have a good day.